Good morning, everyone. Today, I am going to be doing a video on how I win money betting baseball, a little MLB value betting strategy that I use. This is my fourth season betting baseball. I have never had a losing season before. It is currently June 17th, so a decent ways into the season. We are up 26.6 units. That's very good for this early into the season. I hope it continues. Hopefully, it doesn't go to the shitter after I make this video. But there's three separate steps I use to bet baseball. Step one is I handicap every single line myself every single day, no matter what. And this is a strategy for someone who knows the game. You can't just be never you have to have some idea of the pitchers, of the teams, of the batters, stuff like that. You can't just have no idea what you're doing. But this is for like you can be a casual fan too, because a lot of the times when it's easy to know like, okay, I like this team. I think they're gonna win, but sometimes there's not value. Sometimes a team is minus 200 when I think they should win, but in reality they should be closer to like minus 140. So this strategy that I'm going to employ should help you and give you an idea of how I do it. So hopefully it can help you. Step two, after I handicap all the lines, I read the lines, and then finally, step three, I place the bet. So I'm going to go through today and I'm just going to take you through my process, what I do every single morning on like a daily basis on and there's going to be the way I do things. Everything is 1 unit flat betting, volume. It's very strict, and there's going to be amazing days. There's going to be bad days, but I know personally, I'm not going to lose more games I'm not going to lose more games. I'm going to win more games than I'm going to lose. Sorry. I'm going to win more games than I lose always. That's why I like betting everything 1 unit. It sucks when you have a great day, you go 4-2, but you lose 2 3 unit plays. So I know that I'm going to win more than I'm going to lose. I bet everything flat, and that's going to grow over a season-long race, and the profits are going to grow month by month. So I'm going to share my screen and get right into it and tell you how I do things. So, first game on the slate. We have how many games we have today? So, we have 1, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, full slate. Okay, we had a doubleheader today too? Something like that. All right. So, I'll go through. This is going to be boring, but it's going to be informative. And if you're watching this day of, you're going to have like majority of the slate today. So, game one. Phillies at Washington. And if I get like quiet, I'm just thinking and I'm just doing my process. So this is a very informative thing. So Phillies at Washington, how I do things. I give every single game a line, like I said in step one. So Philadelphia at Washington. Phillies should be a favorite. And I think they should be Suarez versus Adon. Phillies just won yesterday. I'm gonna put on what I put for the line. I think the Phillies should be minus 160. So what that means is I think if Philadelphia is minus 159, I'm betting them on the money line. Philadelphia minus 159. If they're higher than that, if they're minus 160 something, and then I'll look at the minus one. If their minus one line is less than minus 140, that's gonna be bet. And then from there, if that's too expensive, I'll look at the run line. If the run line is cheaper than minus 120, then I'll bet that. If they're all too expensive, and they all obviously correlate, if the Phillies are like minus 220 and the minus one ends up being minus 160, the minus 120, the minus 1.5 is minus 130, it's a pass. Simple as that. So that's my line for the Philadelphia game today. I'm going to put that in my phone real quick, so bear with me. So I have my line set. So after I finish filming this, I'll have my line set for the day. So Philadelphia minus one, Philadelphia minus 160, minus one, minus 140, minus 1.5, minus 120. Okay, next game. Atlanta, Charlie Morton at Chicago Cubs. Chicago Cubs coming off of a bad series versus the Padres. The Braves are rolling right now. Um, I think the Braves should be. See, the Cubs have just lost 4 straight home games. How many home games are gonna, in the row they're going to lose? Oh, Atlanta, making them Atlanta minus 145, minus 1, minus 125. Put that in my phone. Okay, third game. So you're gonna have to bear with me, and then this is gonna all make sense once I finish handicapping these. Feel free to skip to the end, or you could watch me do this handicapping process for these 16 games. It's gonna take 10 minutes maybe. Okay, Shane Boz. Okay, and then some. See, Shane Boz is a 20 ERA. Obviously, he's not that bad. I think he's played 1 game this year, maybe 2. Let's look at he played 1 game, 1 start, pitched 2 innings, got shelled, and I don't think he was doing great in the minors as well. So he was doing all right in the minors. He is a stud. I know, like he's a stud. He's a top prospect. So yeah, sometimes I look into the pitchers too, and obviously ERAs and everything, but it's not nothing. So how did that just come up? Oh, there we go. Dean Creamer has got like a 4 ERA. So I do think the Rays will win this game. I'm gonna make the Rays minus. Got swept by the Yankees. So I make the Rays similar to the Cubs. I mean, similar to the Braves. I make the Rays minus 140 favorites, and I drop everything off by 20. And I don't go lower than minus 110. That's why I don't have a minus 1.5 run line. If you're wondering, the lowest I'll bet a minus 1.5 run line. I mean, I'll bet it at any odds, but I don't. I'll pass on it if I don't make the money line odds minus 150, then minus 1, minus 130, then minus 1.5, minus 110. If you get what I'm saying, I don't really know why, but that's kind of what I do. So okay, there we got those 3 games. I think it's not rocket science. You think obviously I think the Rays are going to beat the Orioles, but if they're too expensive, I'm not betting them because obviously teams lose, and that's why I guard myself from that. Like I guard myself from laying minus 200 in like unless it's like a rare case where I feel like I should. Okay, next game. Milwaukee coming off of the loss at the Mets versus the Cincinnati Reds, and like when you play pitchers like Hunter Green, I kind of want to be a little careful because Hunter Green is either amazing or horrible, no in between. So I kind of guard for that in everything I do. I'll make Milwaukee a minus 1. They're kind of slumping. I'll make a minus 140 as well. And sometimes you get a lot of the same. You bet a lot of the make a lot of the games the same, but sometimes they're all over the place. So it just depends on the day. It's a long grind. And after I finish making all the odds, I'll show you how it looks on my phone. So you could do something like this. This is what I do every single day. All right. Phillies at Washington. Is this a doubleheader? Yes. Okay. This is a doubleheader. I think this is a bullpen game for both of these teams. I'm just going into my notes and making sure I put Phillies game 1 and Phillies game 2. So I think Philadelphia in game 2, their bullpen is pretty trash. I'm pretty sure he's a bullpen guy. I'm like 90% sure. Yes, 6 games, 2 games started, only 15 innings pitched. He's a bullpen guy. And Espino is like sneaky good. He's also a bullpen guy, but he started last game. How many innings did he go last game? 3. So he's like a kind of a longer bullpen guy. So I still think Philly will win this game, but like not by like Washington could win this game. So this is a critical decision. This is when it gets tough. Sorry, I'm gonna get that right. Philadelphia game 2. Yeah, like that. I think Philadelphia game 2 should be minus 115. which is more than likely going to be a pass, unless they're like minus 110. And obviously, you think the Phillies are going to beat the Nationals, but I don't think they should be more than minus 115. All right. SFG at Pittsburgh. I'm wearing a Pirates hat right now. Carlos Rodon, stud. SFG. Pirates pretty bad on the road. Yeah, I like that. Here's what we got for this game. Make the Giants minus 165. I'm going to show you the whole process too. So if you want to skip ahead, feel free to skip ahead. Okay, we're about halfway there, a little less than halfway there. All right. Yankees head to Toronto. They just swept home versus they've won 7 straight, I think, and swept the Rays. Ross Stripling's bad. All right. He's not that bad, actually. Yankees, I think, will win this game. I think they should be. That game. Okay. St. Louis at Boston. We got some interleague play. This is gonna be a good game. So in this case, I'd only take the Cardinals if they were minus 110 or less. They might be plus money today. See. All right. Now I'm kind of sometimes and you get a roll. Sometimes you just pick up, you make these lines quick. Rangers are almost they won in the top of the ninth. I like. Okay. I think the Tigers win this game, make it minus 115. Okay, now the Marlins don't have a pitcher listed. So in this case, I'll wait till they list a pitcher, obviously, or I'll just check ESPN real quick. And sometimes ESPN has them listed quicker. They don't. They're undecided. So in that case, how I would put it in my notes is I would go like this so I don't forget. Go like this. I'd like put that in my notes. So I just know to go back to it before this game starts. And that starts at 7, so we have time. Okay. Oh, this is another good game. White Sox at Astros. The Astros are really good at home, but the White Sox are decent against lefties. And you can't personally. You can dive into XFIP, you can dive into advanced stats, or you can just know the game. I love to get into the stats, but at the end of the day, I trust my brain, and it's a lot of it's feel. You can't live and die off stats. You can use them, and they can help. And sometimes I'll look at them, but it's more feel like. And if you're a casual baseball fan too, like, oh, I think the Astros will beat the White Sox, but if they're minus 170, which like they could, like they literally, not saying they will, like they literally could be, like, don't bet that. Even though, like, yeah, like they'll probably win. That's horrible value. So I think Houston will win this game, but I don't make them more than like White Sox haven't been great, and they're good. Okay, I'll go like this. I think Houston will win. I won't make them more than minus 125. All right. Padres head to Colorado. Kyle Freeland experiment. Has Mackenzie Gore pitched in Colorado in his career yet? That is something to look at. Game logs. Because pitching in Colorado is no easy test. versus Colorado. He has not. Okay, like first start in Colorado. Guard for that. I'm not. Doesn't mean the Colorado Rockies are going to win this game, but that's just something to think about. And this is where you can't just dive into this. Like the stats are on everything. So, do I think the Padres are going to win? Yes. I'd make them minus. Rockies are bad. I make this the line. I make them minus 135 favorites. STP minus 135, minus 1, minus 115. All right. How many games we got left? Not many. 4 games. We're flying through this. Okay, another game with no pitcher listed. So check ESPN real quick. Sometimes they have them listed. And also this is very important to not look at any lines before, because that will like obviously sway your decision. Don't look at any lines before you do this. Okay, they do have a pitcher listed. It's Daniel Lynch versus Frankie Montas. So I'm not gonna pull up a new tab. I'm just gonna like look him up by myself. But Daniel Lynch, I'll read to you his stats since it's not up there in front of you. Daniel Lynch, he's 2-6 with a 5.5 ERA. So like he's like normal. Like he's not bad, not great. And Montas, solid. Both of these teams are pretty trash. I would give a slight edge to Oakland, but they're pretty bad. Okay. Oh, minus. I do love Kansas City's lineup, and I've been saying that from the whole season. All right. 3 more games. Minnesota at Arizona. Smelter's been solid since he's came up. Oh shit. Min minus. Yeah. Wait, now what have the Twins done recently? I'm gonna look into this real quick. The Twins of late have took 2 out of 3 from Seattle. That's solid. Okay. I'll make them like this. So min minus 135, minus 1, minus 1, minus 115. 2 more games, and then we're getting to the fun part. Cleveland. Oh no. Cleveland at LAD. What do I want to do here? Dodgers, I think, will win this game. They're going to be heavy favorites for sure. I'll make them minus. They're going to be my heaviest favorite of the day. Minus 170. Yeah. One more game. One more game. And then we get to the fun stuff. Okay. Angels at Mariners. This is going to be a good game. Like Seattle minus 110. Okay. Now, okay, let me show you my screen. Show you what I'm working with real quick. Let me pull this away. So I got all the lines down. Put it closer. You see that? These are all the lines. I put them all on the screen also when I was doing them. So now what we're going to do is I'll show you the lines. I'll show you the lines before I do this. We're going to go and read the lines. Let's go on DraftKings. I'm not gonna go through this for every game. Now I'm in daily fantasy. So where are we at? Baseball, MLB. Okay. So I'll show you how I do things. 1 second. Okay, zoom in real quick. So Phillies game 1. And I'll also pull up my phone while I'm doing this and show you. And this is Phillies game 1. I made them minus 145. So you see they're minus 190. And I made them minus 1 minus 125. I made the minus 1. Sorry, I was reading the wrong line. Forget I just said that. My screen's all messed up right now. Phillies, I made them minus 160. I made them getting a call. I made the minus 1 minus 140. I made the minus 1.5 minus 120. So what does that mean? I will only take the Phillies on the money line if they're minus 160 or less. They're not, obviously. So then I'll look at the minus 1. What you're saying, how do I get a minus 1 line? There's no minus 1 line. Real quick, let me show you what to do. Type on your Google search run line calculator. You put that in. So, for example, I know they're not going to fit it. I'll just tell you what to do. You put whatever your unit is. Mine's 100. Put in the amount you want to win or risk. I always bet to win if it's a favorite, and I risk if it's an underdog, just the wager amount. And then you put the money line wager, and then you put the run line wager in. Oh, the odds. And then it'll give you the odds for a run line. So that's how you do the minus 1. I know the Phillies aren't going to make that criteria. So, but will they make the run line? What did I make it? I made it minus 120. They will not. So that's just a complete pass. The Phillies are a complete pass in game 1. I'll do this for a few games until we get to the end. Until you get the idea. My screens got messed up, so I'm scrolling back and forth. Sorry. All right, game 2. Atlanta, I made them minus 145. I made the minus 1 minus 125. So let's look and see what they are. They're minus 180. And I made the minus 1 minus 125. Not going to fit. And it's easy to think. We all think Atlanta Braves are going to beat the Chicago Cubs. Do I think they should be minus 180? No. So I'm not betting that. It's a pass. Okay. Tampa Bay Rays, next game. I made the minus 145, made the minus 1, minus 125. So, okay, we see how the money line is minus 155. The run line is plus 105. Can that fit a minus 1? Let's go to the run line calculator. So I'm not going to show this on my screen because I'm going to keep that up. So I'm typing into the run line calculator, money line wager odds, minus 155. Run line, minus 1.5 run line odds, plus 105. The odds created for that minus 1 line is minus 124. So what do I have? I have the minus 1, minus 125. That's 1 point of value. That's more than I need. So that'd be a bet. Tampa Bay Rays minus 1, minus 124. That's a bet. Okay. We have one. That's our first bet of the day. We'll do 2 more until we get 2 more bets. Next game. It's actually Phillies game 2. So let's look at Phillies game 2. I made Phillies game 2 minus 115. They're minus 155. Pass. Okay, back up to the Giants. I made the Giants minus 165. They're minus 200. I made the minus 1.5 line minus 145. I already know that's gonna be too much, so I'm not even gonna put it in. But I made the minus 1.5 line minus 125, and you see that the minus 120, that'd be a bet. Giants minus 1.5 minus 120. So now we have 2 plays. We have the Rays minus 1, Giants minus 1.5. All right, Yankees, next one. Yankees, I made minus 130. You see, they're minus 115. Yankees money line, minus 115. All right, that will do it. We made a run line bet. We made a minus 1 bet, and we made a money line bet using that system. So if that was confusing, I'm sorry. I tried to give it my best effort and tell you how I do things. Sorry. If you want to learn more, please ask me more questions. If you want to join us, I have about 29 clients. Some of them, about 10 of them are season long. A few of them are week in, week out. You want to join? I promise you will win money. It's an honest system. It's a very structured system. You know where to find me. DM me at Jersey Betting, and we'll get you set up. If you just want to ask some questions and you want to do this yourself, that's awesome. I would love that. But I hope this video helped you. If you have any more questions, again, feel free to reach out and let's win some money on baseball this season. Everyone have a good week. Peace out.